Good morning, boys and girls. So the purpose of this video is to help you do your homework today with analyzing a bar graph. So we've analyzed other graphs before, so this is really simple. This is kind of like a review. The only difference is we're just using a bar graph. So we're going to start here with this bar graph. And again, we're going to look at the title, and the title of our graph is hair color. And over here we have our different categories. So we have brown hair, black hair, blonde hair, and red hair. And on this side of the bar graph, we always know that our categories are labeled. So we know this is hair color. Okay, so this is almost the same as the title of our bar graph. Okay, now down here below, we have the number of students. So down here, we have our numbers starting with 0 all the way up to 5. So perhaps there were 5 students that were surveyed or more. I would say maybe, 10, 15 students. But we'll determine that, or we'll find that out when we go through our questions, when we analyze the data. So let's begin. Okay, so over here it says, on my own, we're going to use the bar graph to answer the questions. So our first question is, what color hair do 5 students have? Okay, so what color hair, these are our keywords here. They want to know what color hair do 5 students have. So I'm going to look over here on my bar graph and I'm going to look for number. This number 5 is our clue. So I'm going to find the 5. That's a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5. Okay, so when I look at 5, is it red? No, because the bar graph doesn't reach to 5. Is it blonde? No, because the bar graph does not reach to 5. And it can't be black, so it has to be brown, because we see that brown, 5 children have brown hair. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's our answer. So what color hair do 5 students have? They have brown. So I'm going to write brown. B-R-O-W-N. And I used all capital letters just so you could see. Now we're going to go to number 5. It says, what color hair do 4 students have? So you can see here the difference between number 4 and number 5 is this is the same question, but now they want to know what color hair do 4 students have? So here's my hair color, and I'm going to look for the number 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 0, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I know that it's not red because the bar graph for red doesn't reach to 4. So I'm going to go to the next color, which is blonde. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's it. I don't have to read any more of the color categories because I know right now when I look at my bar graph and I analyze it, that 4 children have blonde hair. So I'm going to write, what color hair do the students have? Do 4 students have? That's blonde. So I'm going to write B-L-O-N-D-E. Okay. Now we're going to move on to number 6. It says, what 2 hair colors do the same number of students have? Okay, that's a tricky one. So now we want to know what 2 hair colors. So that means our answer is going to have 2 different hair colors. Okay, what 2 hair colors do the same number of students have? So really what we want to do is look at our bar graph and see which ones are the same. Which ones have the same number? Now, if you look here, the brown, that looks different. That's 5. Now, if we go to black hair, that has 1, 2, 3. So, what I'm going to do is okay, there's a 3 here. And then I'll look at blonde. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4. That's different. Okay. Now I'm going to go to red. 1, 2, 3. And what I do notice is that red and black are the same. Okay. So what 2 hair colors do the same number of students have? Well, 3 students have black and 3 students have red. So those are our 2 colors. So I'm going to write our 2 colors. The first color is black. And then I'll put a little slash. And the little slash means, well, this is going to be the spot where I write my second color. So what was our second color that is the same as black? Well, it was red. So we're going to write red. Okay. So what two hair colors do the same number of students have? Well, it's black and red because they both have three. 3 students have black hair and 3 students have red hair. Alrighty, now let's go to number 7. It says, how many students were surveyed? Remember that word surveyed? A survey is when you ask a question, if you remember from last week. So we just want to know how many children were surveyed. And the way we figure that out is, I know some of you remember, is you just count all the students. So we're going to count all the squares, just like we did with our picture graph. So we're going to start here and we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So when I count all the data, I counted 15 colored squares. So that means that there were 15 children surveyed. Okay. Now a faster way of doing that, 15, and I'll write students. Is you can count across too and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you could write a big 5 here. And then you could go 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3. Bless you. Okay, and then you could add 5 plus 3. That equals 8. And then 4 plus 3, that equals 7. And then if you add 8 plus 7, you get how many? 15, which is our answer right down there. Okay? All right. Now let's keep analyzing our graph. It says, how would this graph change if 20 students took the survey? Well, that's a good question. If 20 students were surveyed, then maybe we would have more children with brown hair or black hair or blonde hair or red hair. Wouldn't you agree? If more children took the survey, isn't 20 greater than 15? So how would the graph change? I think the graph would change. More children, okay, so we could say, we will have more students with different hair colors. Or another way of saying is, our bar graphs will be longer. Okay, our bar graphs will be longer. Because we'll have more students in the survey. Oops. Alrighty. Now, bless you. We're going to use this graph down here to answer number 9, 10, and 11. Okay. So this graph here has pets. And over here, that's the title of it. So there must have been a survey about these different pets: dog, cat, fish, bird. And this is the number that was surveyed. We had numbers from 0 all the way through 5. And over here, this is the name of our the names of the categories. So this categories are pets, and these are all the pets. Dogs can be a pet, a cat can be a pet, a fish can be a pet, and a bird can be a pet. So now let's analyze the data, and we'll look at our first question. It says, which pet do most students have? Now, we've had a problem like this before. Which one is the most? Which pet do most students have? Is it a bird? No, because that's only 3 children. Is it a fish? Well, that bar graph is longer, but that has 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, what's more than a bird? But I don't think that's the most. I think the most is right here. And I can prove it because I can count the bar graph. I can count the squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that seems to be the greatest number of children surveyed for dog. So which pet do most students have? They have a dog. So we're going to write dog. I'm going to write it in capital letters so you can see. Now we're going to try number 10. Which 2 pets do the fewest students have? So we need 2 answers because it says 2 pets. And the other clue word here is fewest. So we're going to try to find the 2 pets that have the fewest or the shortest bar graph, the fewest number of students that voted for them. So I know it can't be the dog. And it looks like fish is more than cat and bird, so it's not going to be the fish. So I think it's these 2. These are the 2 fewest pets that students have. So we're going to say, because there's only 1, 2, 3 students like cats and 3 students have birds. Those are the fewest. So I'm going to write cat. Again in capital letters so you could see. And then my next pet, or fewest pet, was bird. Oops. Alrighty. Now, the last question says, how many students have cats and birds? Okay. Well, this is a tricky one. They don't want the entire survey. They only want to know how many students have cats and birds. And remember, and in math means plus. So we're going to add the cats and we're going to add the birds. So let's do it the 2nd grade way or the 3rd grade way. Let's count our bar graph for cats. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to write my answer on the side. Now I'm going to count the bar graph for birds. 1, 2, 3 students said they had a bird. Now let's add 3 plus 3. And 3 plus 3 is, that's easy, 6. So our answer down here, how many students have cats and birds? The answer is 6 students. And we are done analyzing our bar graphs. So that's what you're going to do today, boys and girls. We did this last week and the week, last week with bar graphs, and we also did it with picture graphs. So this is not new, it's just looking at a different type of graph. Alrighty, so if you have questions, don't forget to message me. This is what your homework is going to be. It's going to look like this. Okay, so you have this bar graph here, and you're going to answer these questions. And then you're going to go to the back and use this bar graph to analyze and answer these questions. And then try number 9. You can do it. You're all smart. Have a good day, and I'll send you the Zoom invitation for tomorrow's meeting for math. See you later. Bye-bye.